Uh,
Yes, Arvind, you can start.
uh, Good evening, everyone. My name is Arvind, studying third year in Dr. MGR Educational Institute, and my topic is about nuclear power plant. And the nuclear power plant, there are basically five components. The first one is the containment unit, and the second one is turbine, and the third one is electrical generator, and fourth one is cooling tower, and the fifth one is condenser. So if we look into the containment structure, there are three parts, the main three essential parts. The first one is control rods, and the second one is the pressure tanks, and the third one is a stream generator. And basically, a nuclear power plant is a thermal power station, which the heat source is a nuclear reactor as a typical thermal power station. And in nuclear power plant, heat is used to generate steam that drives steam turbine connected to the generator. And how it works means the conversion of electrical energy takes place indirectly in conventional thermal power station. The fission of nuclear reactor heats the reactor coolant, and the coolant of sorry man, just the coolant may be a water or gas or a liquid metal depending on the type of a reactor. The reactor coolant then goes to a steam generator, and the water produces steam. The pressurized stream is then usually fed to a multi-stage steam turbine, and the steam turbine has expanded and partially compressed the stream. The remaining vapor gets condensed, and the condenser is a heat exchanger, which is connected to a secondary side, such as a river or cooling tower. Then the water is pumped back into the steam generator, and the cycle begins. This is how it produces, ma'am. That's it, ma'am.
Okay, good.
So,
Thank you.
thank you,
Next,
ma'am. Thank you.
Kishore. Kishore, are you ready?
Ready, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Continue.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, B. Kishore, and studying in MGR University in the final year. My topic is control and boilers. Control for central heating boiler enable both the management of the heat generation process and its distribution over the heating system. The main function is to select the individual parameter and enable economical compensation and at the same time provide a thermal comfort without boiler control. Yeah, controllers for central heating boilers. Principle of operation. All boiler controller, regardless for whether they are controllers for fine coal fuels and solid fuels, etc., are able to control central heating pumps and a fan by increasing or decreasing fan speed. A larger and smaller amount of air is supplied to the boiler, which affect the burning rate and the temperature. Temperature control is control carried out by means of a controller that read data from sensor. Boiler control. Types of boiler controls. Controls of charging and boilers. Boilers, the feeder boilers for food gasification. The boiler controller ensures that that heating device always maintain the same temperature of the water supplying the heating system. By using the furnace control, the fuel and air and it's right as possible and occurs with high efficiency. The heating device working with the boiler control work more economical, with translating into lower fuel consumption and greater. A boiler controller are able to control central heating pump and a fan by increasing or decreasing the fan speed. A larger or smaller amount of air is supplied of the boiler, which affect the burning rate and the temperature. Temperature control is carried out by means of a controller that reads data from sensor boiler control. And that's enough. Hello, hello. I'm finished, ma'am.
Hello. Okay, ma. Very good,
Okay,
ma.
thank you, ma'am.
Next, who is ready?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Dinesh. Yeah. Yeah, continue, Dinesh.
Good afternoon. I'm Dinesh studying E&I final year. I'm explaining about thermal power station. In thermal power station, generally heat energy is converted into electrical energy. First, the water is heated, it produces steam, and the steam rotates the turbine, which is the electrical generator. And then the steam is converted into a condenser and returned to as a water heater. Um, Components of thermal power station is coal preparation. Under that, fuel preparation system first comes, and then the dryers, and then the magnetic separators. There are two types of storage: live storage and dead storage. Boilers and auxiliaries includes economizer, air preheater, reheater, and steam turbines. Condenser also is using for the cooling purpose, and cooling system acts with the help of oil in it. Uh, Mechanized draught is for forced draught, induced draught, and balanced draught. These three types of draught are mechanical and induced in the generator. Advantages of a thermal power station is they can respond to rapidly changes loads without difficulty. Fuel used is cheaper, so it's cost efficiency. Disadvantages are maintenance and operation costs are very higher. Um, Problem of ash removing is a bit difficult. Uh, Maximum of heat energy is wasted when heating the coals. A large quantity of water is required. These are the advantages of this, and there are many major thermal power stations in our country. Um, Hash handling system includes the manual handling, mechanical handling, and electrical preparator. This works under a component of a system required in that. Um, uh, Thank you, ma'am. And also,
மேம் நான் சொல்கிறேன் மேம். Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is R. Gokulnath. I am studying
Gokul,
MJ.
continue.
MJ University final year, E&I. My topic is condition monitoring. Condition monitoring is a technique used to monitor the condition of an equipment or machinery without interrupting its work. Condition monitoring techniques are carried out when the machine is in operation. Mostly widely used condition monitoring techniques include vibration monitoring, motor current signature analyzer, noise monitoring, and weird debris present and unbalanced force generated due to misalignment, damage, bearings, electrical defects, and electrical defects. Resonance motor current signature analyzer is used to determine the defects in motor by analyzing the spectrum generated by the tone tester. Noise monitoring is performed with the help of outstick noise meter, and where debris is done to determine the contamination level of lubrication oil in various engines. This technique are found to be highly efficient in determining the defect of the system, like a pump at an early stage. A detailed study on this condition monitoring technique has been carried out in this page, and also the methods of analysis of the result obtained from the obtained from this test are also discussed. That's all, ma'am.
Okay, ma, very good, Dinesh and Gokul. Actually, I have muted my voice. That's why I was not able to speak. Okay, very good, both of you. Next, who is going to start?
Ma'am,
Kirtivas.
Yeah.
Kirtivasana, Tamaraya.
Anything.
hello.
Okay, Tamara is ready, I suppose.
Okay, ma'am. Today,
Hmm.
I'm Thomas Slim from Dr. Reddy Educational Research Institute, final year E&I. Today, I'm going to take a topic about steam electrical power station. Okay, ma'am. This is an power station of an electrical generator is steam driven. Water is heated, turned into a steam, and spins a steam turbine, which drives a electrical generator. After it, though the turbine, the steam is considered as a condenser. The great electrical generator, after it passes through the turbine, the steam is considered as a steam is 1 minute, ma'am. A great vision is a design of electric steam electrical power plants is due to a different electrical fuel resources. Almost coal, nuclear, geothermal, solar thermal electrical power plants, waste integration plants as well, many natural gas and steam electric. Natural gas frequently combusted in gas turbines as well as boilers. The waste heat from turbine can be used to raise steam in a combined cycle plant that improves overall efficiency. Worldwide, the most electric power is produced by an steam electric power cells, which produce about 89% of all electrical generation. This only type of power plants currently have sufficient combustion or electrical and gas. The turbine plants which can burn natural gas or diesel. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Okay, very good, Tamarai. Next, Kirti Vasan.
Yeah, ma'am. Hi everyone, I'm Kirti Vasan, final year E&I from Dr. MJ Education Research Institute. Today I'm gonna speak about steam temperature control. Steam temperature control is one of the most challenging control loops in a power plant boiler because it is highly non-linear and has a long dead time and time lag. Adding to the challenge, steam temperature is affected by boiler load, rate of change of boiler load, airflow rate, the combination of burners in service, and the amount of soot of the boiler's tubes. After separation from the boiler water in the drum, the steam is superheated to improve the thermal efficiency of the boiler turbine unit. Modern boilers raise the steam temperature to around 1000 Fahrenheit, which approaches the creep point of the steel, making up the superheated turbine. Steam temperatures above this level, even for brief periods of time, can shorten the usable life of the boiler. Keeping steam temperature constant is also important for minimizing thermal stresses on the boilers and turbine. Steam temperature is normally controlled by spraying water into the steam between the first and the second stage superheater to cool it down. Water injection is done in a device called an attempter or a de-superheater. The spray water comes from either an intermediate stage of the boiler feed water pump or from the pump discharge. Other methods of steam temperature control includes flue gas recirculation, flue gas bypass, and tilting the angle at which the burners fire into furnace. And superheaters heating system. Superheaters in large capacity boilers are of both convective and radiant type. The convective type superheaters are placed in the second pass of the boiler, and there are also called as low temperature superheaters. Generally about a 40 to 60 degree centigrade temperatures takes place in the steam side. In this superheater, the steam from this moves to a radiant type of superheater called the panel or platen superheater, and about a 70 to 100 degree centigrade take place there. This is followed by the final superheater, and the remaining required temperature is picked up here. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Ma Kirti Vasan, very good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am.
Is my voice audible? Yes,
Yeah,
ma. Very good, ma. I appreciate all the students. Okay, very good for your seminar. This is what I expected from you, ma.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.